Welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Last time, well, Namatame, well, we saw him, and, yeah, we're on the true path to the ending currently. Just a heads up, I fixed my feedback issue that I was having, as a note, hopefully my voice is sounding better. I did a couple tests to make sure that I wasn't getting any weird, I don't know what to call it, squeak is almost what it sounded like. Well, it turns out I upgraded my computer to Windows 10, and what ended up happening ultimately was it screwed everything up when I went back to Windows 7 when my mic wasn't working on Windows 10, and I had a microphone boost of like 20 decibels or something like that. I couldn't figure out for the life of me what the problem was. I thought it was my recording software, but that obviously wasn't it. I actually had to go into the Microsoft settings, to fix it. So hopefully we won't be hearing me squeak anymore. My apologies for that. I was trying to figure out, and I kept thinking it was the recording software, and I did a whole bunch of stuff, and I couldn't figure it out. I finally found it. So my apologies. So I've gone ahead and rebalanced everything. I might be a little quieter than normal, and I'm sorry for that. Don't mean for that to be the case. Hey, look for the Velvet Room.
Welcome.
Hey, Igor.
It's been quite some time.
Yeah, it has.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world.
I'm alarmed about your eyebrows.
I have summoned you within your dreams.
And your
Now
freakishly
then,
red eyes.
your journey has taken you quite a distance thus
You need
far.
clear eyes for your
Do you
red eyes.
believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
I can solve it. Trust me on this one.
Splendid! The precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge. If we continue driving blindly, we may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach. Well,
You've been driving for a while, you know
why
that,
don't
right?
we take a moment to look back on your journey? It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight. Margaret?
Hey, Margaret. What are you doing?
What's right? What you should choose to do in life? The answers to those things lie within you.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Everything's blurry.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
All right, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
Okay, these are from Talking to
I'll think
Namatame.
as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
So he knows about the fog too, huh? Are we stopping? It seems the car has stopped moving. Yeah, I noticed. The outside looks even creepier than usual.
We'll be parked for the moment while I confirm our current heading.
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently. Some travel fast, some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart. Perhaps
my
this may
heart
be a
is the
time for
inside of a-
contemplation,
Inside of a
rather than
or a
action.
limousine? Looks like I'm waking up. Somebody's ringing the doorbell. Alright. Well, it is now the 4th of December. And we're waking up from the Velvet Room, apparently. What? What do you want from me? Yeah, maybe I should get up before they start banging on the door. Or break in. What? Stop ringing the doorbell. Actually, if I had this on not headphones...
Teddie's missing.
Oh.
I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
My cat reacts to doorbells. I'm worried.
Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side. We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Jeunesse?
Sure. Alright, so Teddie's missing. Of course, we know that last time we saw him in a cutscene, he was on a road in the fog that looks very similar to what it looked like outside of the Velvet Room, actually. But we haven't seen him. Hey guys.
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
Ted. Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
Yeah, but he seemed really sad about Nanako. It's maybe a time for contemplation rather than action. Let's think about this.
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
I'm worried for Teddie myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano the announcer, and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
Ammo! Yay!
I want to hear you put it like that. Sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Yeah, we
Right.
still don't know.
Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
You
Or
lost
maybe
me.
there's nothing to misunderstand.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
I'm not sure
When
what
he
she's
talks about
referencing.
saving people, what does that actually mean? I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
I think there's something else going on here.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
Yeah, so that death
You
thing
raise a good
doesn't,
point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that
But he
doesn't
has an
change the
alibi
fact
for
that he
the days
killed
that they
them.
went missing.
Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you think so?
Possibility of a culprit besides Namatame. Could there be something that proves this possibility? Okay, so we've got Namatame's diary, which lists out the people. The copycat murderer, well, we already know that he was just kind of fucking crazy. We've got her alibi, we've got the warning letter as well. Let's mention the warning letter here.
Warning letter? Oh yeah! Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them.
You recall that the first warning letter said, "Don't rescue anymore," and the second one said, "If you don't stop this time, someone close will be put in and killed."
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kinda odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean...
Alright, so, it's not these two. I'm just gonna go ahead and say Namatame didn't write it.
Yeah. It's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So, Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then, it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
No.
We can't say for certain yet.
I mean, if you put
We
the, which is
urgently
what
need
we
to speak with
know,
Namatame face to face.
if you put together what we know right now, we assume people, somebody else wrote the warning letter, and we already know that he has an alibi for both of those cases. It's highly unlikely that he killed them.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan. But there's no time to waste.
Naoto
Let's
has
hurry
plan.
to the hospital.
Well, she does have access to the police. So maybe she can help out.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself.
Yeah, Dojima's,
We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too.
Adachi's
This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Suspicious object, huh?
Well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest
I
to
wonder
you.
what they planted down there.
Understood. Please be careful.
Did you plant, like, the Teddie costume or
I
something?
knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
Alright, so here's the rest of the group. There we are.
Wow!
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object, so he won't be gone long.
Well,
Alright, then now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
let's hurry. Alright, so we get to see the man after he's freaked out on us last time. Hey there, buddy.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you.
Calm down there, dude.
It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Huh?
It seems that he understands what you're saying. Well, I hope he does. What should you ask him? Let's ask him who he threw in first.
Huh? Me?
Okay, so the first person that he threw in was Yukiko, so let's ask him if saving people is killing them. So, no.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Okay, so he's putting people into the TV to protect them, not to kill them. Now let's ask him if they killed the announcer and Saki-senpai.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Okay, so...
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
Okay. So let's ask him about the warning letters and see if he knows anything about them.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so Namatame does not know anything about the warning letters, so let's ask him about the first two, if he knows who killed them.
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
Alright, so he doesn't know who killed the first two. Let's ask him why he entered the TV himself.
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
As I thought.
You believe me?
Yeah, we went
Did
in
they
after
find
you.
him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Yeah, we kind of needed to start filling in some blanks. Please be quick, though, because the cops will be back here soon.
All right.
Alright, so we finally get to hear Namatame's side of the story to help fill in some blanks. And we get, not an FMV, but
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal.
I will not interrupt this.
And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help.
Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water.
Kind of like
I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV.
At least you didn't get pulled in like I did.
I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
He's not just casting his eyes, he's shivering.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
She worked at the liquor store with her family, if you don't remember.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on! Please!
I don't think she's in a place to be taken by the phone. The black shape, we've seen those before in the TV world, just as an FYI.
The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done.
Got thrown into the TV world with that
There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you.
That's right, Yukiko was right after that.
She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her?
So he was thinking
What are
the
you
other
trying to
side
tell
was,
me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
Yeah, safe inside the TV. Which I guess you wouldn't know if you
The
never went
girl
there.
inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind.
Well, that makes sense why.
Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power
Why he'd want to put
to
them in
prevent
TV?
any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So he thinks he got his power from Mayumi. Actually, we have no idea where our power even came from. We just kind of had it.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion.
Right,
I
because
thought
he was
my
working.
job as a delivery man would be
Yeah,
the
he was working as
perfect
a
cover
delivery
for my
man.
mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her.
You know, in a way, it's kind of sweet because he
But the
really,
TV world was
really
completely
believed that he
different
was
than I
saving them.
imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew you couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
We had kind of
No.
deceived him in
That's
a
a
way.
cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Juness?
Oh, that's right. He
Yes.
was there.
I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything
was,
and ran home.
way back when I
must
mentioned,
have
hey,
felt
who's
too
that
guilty.
person that was in the corner, walked away? Yeah, it was
But
Namatame.
all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
Just did it the wrong way.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power.
How did we end up with this
convinced
power?
myself that world was some sort of
I
sanctuary.
know he thinks he got it from
and I
Mayumi,
secretly
but you
believe
really don't have
myself
any
to be
idea.
a hero.
It's kind of bothering me. Yeah, Yosuke probably feels a lot
I never
with that
doubted
one
what I saw
in
on
particular. Because
TV
remember, he said that
and
he wanted to be a
believed
hero.
everything was as I
himself.
wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
No. What's done is done. I don't think he's fully to blame, because, you know...
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences.
Yeah, but kidnapping
Is already a serious crime.
is a serious... Yes,
And
it
on
is a
top of
serious
that, I
crime,
put all
but
those
you
lives
do
in
not have
danger.
murder charges on top
I'm
of you.
sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world? You can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
You should probably take a nap.
What are you all crammed in here for?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
Don't worry.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders.
You're gonna say this in
It
front of
was
the cop?
another party who threw the first two victims into the TV.
You're gonna say this in front of the cop. Okay, well, anyway, we've taken another step towards the truth anyway. Which is good. And don't worry, you can choose anything you want for the answers in these parts. Not a big deal.
Now get out of here!
Yes,
I
sir.
told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Okay, we won't be seeing Namatame again now that we've gotten the truth from his side of the truth, I should say.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddie, right? He was so worried about her.
Yeah, he was.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddie, too.
Okay, so to continue on with the story, we will be discussing the stuff with the people in town. I'm going to go a little bit length on this, just a little bit, so I can kind of show off what we'll be doing. So we're going to go home first of all. You really can't do anything tonight. You're going to have to rest, so just go ahead and go to sleep. No big deal. You may want to save. I'm not going to worry about it because we're going to be running around, and we will be able to save during that anyway. Alright, today is the day the school was founded. Save the day off from school. Alright, so we need to go investigate the town. You wonder if you'll be able to gather the information you need to catch the killer. well, we're definitely going to be doing so. So let's go ahead and start at the shopping district. We want to go ahead and save first thing. And, I'm going to go ahead and start talking to people. Like I said, we're going to go for a little bit of length. Let's go ahead and talk to our own folks, too. Man, this fog, it makes me feel like we're still inside the TV. I wonder if we can really find any new clues about the killer. No use whining about it now. Let's step up the search and get that info. So what you really need to do is you need to talk to pretty much, well, what we're going to do is we're going to talk to every NPC in the shopping districts, Junes, and the Samigawa riverbed. But I will tell you who we really need to talk to. What is it? Let's go about those murders. What are you talking about? Alright, so you explained about the incident involving Saki and Yamano, the female announcer. Did all that happen just this last spring? Wow, it seems so long ago. Who's gonna remember something from that far back anyway? Let's talk to, this middle-aged woman here. That incident last spring? I still wonder what happened. It was a pretty big deal, wasn't it? I'd almost completely forgotten about that. Wow, I must be getting old, huh? Let's talk to this freaked out person right here. The fog has got to be some kind of biological weapon. It's a conspiracy. You know who I heard it was? Junes. Yeah, that's right, Junes. The country of Junes is staging an all-out attack on Inaba. Hey, let's talk to, Yukiko here. Information on what happened before we entered the TV world, You know, about the first murder, I wonder why it happened. Let's ask around and gather as much information as we can. I'll see you later. Hey, Kanji. I tried talking to this old guy earlier, but he didn't even see me, with the fog and all. Guy just ignored me and walked off. I know it wasn't personal, but it kinda hurt. Damn fog, hurry up and go away. Alright, so I've talked to everybody here. Let's go ahead and go back. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when you talk to this female student, oh, I'm sorry. We actually need to do, okay, go to the north first. We're gonna talk to everybody, and I'll tell you what, I actually had a plan, and I forgot what it was. Let's talk to this guy. Hey, listen to this. Rosette came and spoke to me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I asked her for her autograph and what type of guy she's into. Anyway, what do you want? I'm sure you can see how busy I am. Didn't they capture the suspect and put a lid on that case? Are you done asking questions? Good, now go away. I'm very busy talking to Rosette right now. What do you have to say, Rise? I've been asking around about Teddie too, but I'm surprised at how many people actually remember him. They're all like, oh yeah, that guy in the bear suit from Junes. But nobody has seen him yesterday or today. He's loved by so many different people. Where the heck could he have gone? Hey, GA. Even if someone's been killed, everyone just forgets it so easily. But rumors they hear from friends and TV get remembered for a long time. Why is that? It's been a while since the first two incidents. Do you think we'll find anyone who still remembers them? Let's talk to this lady right here. This fog sure is dark and creepy, isn't it? Oh, you have a question for me? So this is the person you need to talk to. Ask about the murders. A little while ago, they said that a suspect had been caught. It was in the newspaper. It was Namatame-san, right? I remember seeing him around from time to time. Oh, how horrible. It really does frighten me. I don't recall seeing any other strange people, so I'm sure he's the culprit. Is it true that there are no other suspicious individuals? Perhaps we should ask someone about this. So now, if you talk to people, the fog isn't clearing even though the year's almost over. It's deplorable. It'll be so cold on New Year's that I'll never be happy. What do you want? So you can now ask about the murders or recall anyone suspicious. There isn't anyone like that in this town. I even know you. You're the kid who's staying at Dojima-kun's house. Just ask some people. Since all I hear from everyone is poison, I've kind of got freaked out too. I wonder where I can buy a gas mask. I need to get one. Everyone else has one already. Oh, this guy's got a gas mask. It's me. Do you recognize me? Why am I outside? When I'm at home, I just see more news about the murders. I thought I'd stay out here and watch the sunset. Of course, I'm going to watch TV when I get home anyway. Even then, I can't see the sunset because of all this fog. Ah, I hate it. It's so depressing. Ah, do you have a question? I'll tell you who to ask this to in a minute. Oh, come on, don't make me even more depressed. They said on the news that a suspect has been caught. So that whole thing is over now, right? What else is there? Alright, well, once you've talked to... I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Let's actually just go ahead and talk to this guy and see what he has to say. This is pretty much the first time we've gone around and actually talked to NPCs. You gotta be careful when taking your motorcycle out on a foggy day. I wish Whoever honked at me when I slowed down more than usual understood that. He yelled at me for going too slow. What's the wrong with following the speed limit? Wait, or was I at fault there? Alright, well once you've talked to the shopping woman who's over here with the old man and asked her about the murders, go to the south. No, well yeah, we can do that now. Go to the south. And let's go ahead and talk to this female student again. A strange person? Nah, I don't think I've seen any. I mean, this is a pretty small town, wouldn't you say? If I had, I'm pretty sure I'd remember. Alright, well let's go ahead and leave the shopping district now. And let's go to Judas. Oh, hey, it's, Naoto. First, we should retrace our steps. That would be the simplest way. Saki Konishi and Yamano. There should be a commonality between the two. Surely there were some witnesses. Any scrap of data would be useful, no matter how small. Let's talk to this person first. I hate how it's foggy every day now. This is the season for winter vegetables, too. What will I do if the fog really is poison? All of my vegetables will go rotten. This is all because there's not enough people eating their veggies. If only my son would clean his plate, he'd... Okay, let's talk to this female student right here. About the murders. The incident last spring? I don't remember anything from that long ago. I'm going to be studying for college entrance exams next year, so I've got no room for useless information like that. Alright, now ask her about the suspicious people. A suspicious person? Now that you mention it, my friend was saying she saw someone. I think she's just wandering around the shopping district, so why don't you go ask her? Okay, let's go back into town. So we talked to the girl already in the south that she said, I don't remember anything. Well, let's go talk to her again now that we've talked to her friend. What is it? So ask her again about the suspicious. Huh? Someone told you that I saw a suspicious person? Oh, that. You remember Saki Konishi, don't you? You know, she passed away a while ago. She told me how that Namatame person came to her one day and started spouting all this craziness. Something about the TV. I wonder what that was all about. His relation to Saki? Hey, I don't know what you're implying, but you've got it all wrong. Saki was a good girl. It's just that people misunderstood her. Alright, she must be referring to the time when Namatame tried to warn Saki. It seems that the thing about Namatame making advances on Saki was a misunderstanding. Alright, well now we need to leave the shopping district, and let's go to the Samigawa floodplain. Let's start by talking to this guy. It's you. Fog's pretty thick today. I go out on walks and I can hardly recognize my surroundings. Pretty sad, ain't it? But hey, thanks for stopping to talk to me. That lamp I asked you about, you still looking for it? Oh, well, yeah, we're going to heaven for that one. Just a heads up. Hang on, let's pass the old lady and this chick. Let's see if the cat's out. There's the kitty. Let's give it a red goldfish. I think you have to feed him like 20 times, so we'll be feeding him a lot in the future. Do you need something? Now you mention it, the town was all abuzz last spring. You remember that, don't you? Have I seen a strange person? I don't know. Out in the country, if there was anybody strange walking around, everyone would know about it right quick. Okay. Let's talk to this guy. This guy? The fog isn't clearing up, is it? Isn't that just a little strange? My wife is all business as usual, but I'm a little worried. By the way, do you need anything? I'm sorry. All I remember is that something happened. I know it was pretty shocking, but what can I say? A lot of time's passed. We've had a lot of people come to our store, but I can't say anyone was particularly suspicious. Okay. My daughter was in an accident. On top of that, it was a hit and run. Nobody could tell what kind of car it was because of all the fog. Sheesh, this is horrible. Thankfully, she wasn't hurt too bad. But she was right, wasn't she? That fog is dangerous. I need to start letting everyone know. Okay. I don't think there's anybody down here. I don't know if we need to talk to... Oh, there is no one down here to talk to. Alright, so we talked to some particular people that we needed to, speak to. I'm gonna head back to the shopping district and save. So if you don't talk to anybody else, make sure you talk to some people about the suspicious. Let's see. Let's ask this lady about suspicious people. A suspicious person? No, I can't think of anyone. Not from this town, anyway. I think you have to talk to everybody, so, buckle up. If you miss someone, it's gonna suck for you. Which is why I'm backtracking. That person we can't talk to. I think this guy is the other one we need to talk to. It's a small town. If there was anyone suspicious, there would be rumors going all over. But at least I haven't heard any news or rumors like that, so I'd say there's no such person. Alright, well, so, in the order that I showed you guys, talk to the shopping woman, up north, that's talking to the old man, go to Juness and talk to the female student about anyone suspicious, and then talk to, the female student in the southern shopping district. Next time, we're gonna go and finish up this particular set of the quests because we've got a lot more story coming up, and I don't want to let this episode go too long. So next time, we figure out who done it, hopefully. See you then.